All right, so we're diving into A Year of Love by Lisa Brearley.
Okay.
You've given us this memoir that goes from August 2021 to July 2022.
Yeah.
And it's a year chock full of self-discovery and a new relationship with a man named Scott.
Hmm.
And some pretty big life changes, too.
Big ones.
Our mission to, pull out the most fascinating pieces for you
Right.
and explore how Lisa kind of navigates this crazy ride.
What really grabs me is Lisa's honesty.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't shy away from the messy parts of relationships and personal growth,
Yeah.
It's a good reminder that life rarely goes in a straight line.
I agree. It's so refreshing.
Yeah.
So let's rewind back to August 2021,
Okay.
Medicine Hat, Alberta. Picture this. Lisa and Scott meet at this personal development ranch,
Oh, wow.
and they're both searching for something more in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it wild that they're from different provinces and they're taking different courses,
Yeah.
but fate throws them together in the same place?
It really makes you think about those chance encounters.
It does.
Lisa even talks about having this meant-to-be feeling.
I bet.
But you have to remember, she's just come out of a separation.
Right.
She's got all this inner turmoil swirling around.
Mhm.
Like, is it too soon for something new? Can she trust these feelings she has for Scott?
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of relatable, do you remember that sorry jar story?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Lisa's on a Skype call with Scott and her family,
Mm-hmm.
and her sister jokes about her needing a sorry jar because Lisa keeps apologizing for things.
Right.
And Scott, without missing a beat, he suggests that maybe she should be spanked instead.
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
That's classic.
It's so funny. It gives us this glimpse into their dynamic early on.
Totally.
How he brings in humor,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even a little playful tension
Yeah.
into her family.
It's interesting, right?
It is.
How quickly he makes an impression.
But then we fast forward to October 2021.
Okay.
Their relationship kind of hits a bump in the road.
Oh,
It's not a huge fight or anything, but there's a disagreement.
Yeah.
Sparked by Scott's Facebook comment, where he compares vaccine mandates to rape.
Oh, wow.
Now, we're not here to endorse any political views,
Of course not.
just to be clear.
Right.
But this clash highlights something super important about their relationship.
It really shows their commitment to communication.
It does.
Even when they have totally different views.
Yeah.
Like, they don't shy away from tough conversations.
They don't.
Which, let's be real,
Mhm.
is essential for any relationship,
Absolutely.
especially to navigate those tricky disagreements and the insecurities that pop up.
So true. And it seems like they almost welcome those tough conversations.
Yeah, they do.
And, speaking of support,
Mm-hmm.
when Lisa's struggling to get her scuba diving certification,
All right.
Scott's right there with his famous line,
I love this line.
be gentle on yourself.
Yes.
And you get the sense that he's not just saying this,
He means it.
he really means it.
And that phrase, be gentle on yourself,
Yes.
it comes back again and again throughout the book. It does.
Almost like it's a guiding principle for their relationship.
That's a good point.
And we can't forget they're doing long distance at this point,
Right.
which adds a whole other layer of difficulty.
It really does. It's a testament to their commitment, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
But things get a bit more complicated when they decide to do this 90-day personal development course,
What's it called?
PLD.
PLD. Okay.
And initially, it's all about setting goals right.
Right.
But there's a twist.
Oh.
The course takes an unexpected turn with a huge emphasis on recruitment.
Mm-hmm.
And this shift creates tension for both of them,
Yeah,
especially for Scott.
I can imagine.
He ends up clashing with the lead coordinator
Yeah.
and struggling with what the course expects of him.
You can practically feel the strain on their relationship.
You can.
It's almost like this PLD experience becomes this a test
Oh, yeah.
of their own boundaries as individuals
Yeah.
and also their bond as a couple. It makes you wonder how they're going to make it through this pressure cooker of personal growth and all these relationship challenges.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And in the middle of all this,
Mm-hmm.
Lisa's working on herself,
Oh, yeah.
specifically on finding confidence.
Okay.
And by March 2022, that becomes her main focus.
Her main focus, really interesting.
What's so fascinating is this confidence costume analogy she uses.
What is that?
So during a PLD exercise, she literally embodies Angelina Jolie.
Wow.
It's almost like she's stepping into a role.
Interesting.
And this act of pretending, of playing dress up, it reveals how willing she is to push herself outside of her comfort zone.
Yeah, I would say so.
Wouldn't you say?
For sure.
Yeah, it's like she's trying on different versions of herself.
Trying them on.
Yeah, and exploring what confidence feels like,
Mhm.
even if it's just through this costume.
Interesting.
And this newfound boldness starts to show up in her real life, too.
Really?
She takes risks.
Oh, wow.
She starts talking to strangers about personal development.
That's great.
She even offers to buy lunch for someone at a pet store.
That's a big step.
These little acts of courage are so significant.
I think so, too.
They show her evolving sense of self
Yeah.
and her willingness to connect with the world in a new way.
Then, of course, we have the PLD Gala in May 2022.
Oh, yeah.
Lisa's excited about the celebration, and she even goes for this big cherry red dress transformation with her daughter.
It's like a visual representation of her newfound confidence and her playful side.
It is.
Right. She's not hiding anymore.
Yeah.
She's stepping into the spotlight.
But then,
Things get a little tricky.
here's where things get a bit tricky.
Okay.
Scott decides he wants to wear a crown to the gala.
A crown.
Yeah, like a literal crown.
Okay.
As a way to kind of challenge the PLD coordinator, who he sees as this queen figure.
I see.
So this crown dilemma really throws Lisa for a loop.
Uh-huh.
It creates this inner conflict for her.
Okay.
So she's uncomfortable with the whole situation.
Right. But what's really important here is how she responds.
What does she do?
She finds the courage to voice her concerns to Scott.
That's big.
Even though it might create tension between them,
It is.
it's a testament to her growth, wouldn't you say?
For sure.
She's not afraid to express her feelings anymore.
Yeah.
Even when it's hard.
Even when it's hard.
And despite her doubts about the crown,
Yeah.
she surprises Scott at the gala with not one,
Oh, wow.
not two, but 3 different dress changes.
Three.
That's awesome.
I know, it's amazing.
It is.
It shows her playful side
Mm-hmm.
and her dedication to making the night special for him.
It's a great example of how they handle their differences.
It is.
They don't always agree, but they figure out ways to honor each other's choices while keeping their connection strong.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't you agree?
100%. It's like a sign of a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Recognizing that supporting each other doesn't always mean agreeing on everything.
So as we move into May and June of 2022, we see this different side of Scott.
Oh, okay.
Lisa's mother breaks her elbow while she's visiting,
Oh, no.
and Scott steps up to take care of her.
Oh, that's nice.
He really fits right into the family.
It's a big moment, wouldn't you say?
I think so.
It shows he's not just there for the good times.
Right.
He's there when things get tough, too.
Yeah, and it kind of solidifies his place in Lisa's life.
Yeah.
Shows he genuinely cares for her family.
Then comes Mother's Day, and Lisa decides to get a tattoo with her children.
A tattoo?
A tattoo.
What do you make of that?
I know, right?
Earlier in the book, tattoos seemed way outside of her comfort zone.
They did.
So what do you think?
It says a lot about how much she's grown,
It does.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Shows a change in her mindset.
Mm-hmm.
She's becoming more willing to embrace things that are different.
Right.
Remember how hesitant she was about Scott in the beginning?
Yeah.
Now she's open to new experiences,
She is.
even things that challenge her old ways of thinking.
It's like she's shedding old layers and becoming a bolder, more authentic version of herself.
That's a great way to put it.
And this growth keeps going when they visit the ranch again.
A ranch again.
But this time it's to support Scott's friend and niece.
Oh, wow.
It shows their dedication to personal development and how their support system is growing.
It's like their journey is inspiring the people around them.
It is.
Like a ripple effect.
I like that, a ripple effect.
And as their bond gets stronger,
Yes.
they decide to go ring shopping.
Ooh, ring shopping.
Lisa finds the one,
Oh.
a perfect ring for their unique connection.
And even though the ring tends to spin on her finger, it adds this touch of humor to the whole thing.
It does.
But there's a bigger decision coming up.
Okay.
A real leap of faith for Lisa.
Right.
Remember, she's a teacher.
Right.
It's a job she's had for years.
Yeah.
But something's changing inside her.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
So in June, Lisa makes a bold move.
What is...
She decides to take a leave of absence from teaching.
Wow.
It's a risk.
It is.
A big departure from what she knows and a testament to her changing dreams.
What do you think?
What do I think?
Is this a sign of things to come?
Well, you'll have to stick with us to find out
Okay.
as we unpack the next chapter of A Year of Love in part 2.
I can't wait.
Me either.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Awesome. Welcome back to our deep dive into A Year of Love. So,
When we left off,
yeah.
Lisa was taking this leap of faith,
Right.
leaving her job to start a new life in Ashcroft with Scott.
And then boom,
Oh, boy.
Scott drops a bombshell. He wants to get married within 30 days.
Wow.
Like, Talk about a whirlwind, right?
That's fast.
It makes you wonder if this, like, accelerated timeline messes with Lisa's newfound independence.
It definitely adds another layer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We see that Scott's a decisive guy.
He is.
We've seen that before.
Yeah.
But we also see Lisa wrestling with this wave of fear along with all the excitement. It's like she's caught between diving into this romance
Yeah.
and making sure she doesn't lose herself in the process.
It's a tough balance.
It is.
And of course, as with any big plan,
Yeah.
life throws a curveball.
What happened?
Getting that final divorce decree becomes a huge obstacle.
Really?
Yeah, it adds this whole layer of suspense to the wedding planning.
It's a good reminder that even with the best intentions, things don't always go as planned.
They don't.
Makes you think how, like, external factors, even boring bureaucratic stuff can really impact our lives.
It's true.
But amidst all this chaos,
Yeah,
Lisa's resourcefulness really shines through.
it does.
Remember how she found her wedding dress?
At Value Village.
Value Village.
I love that.
Such a great detail.
It is.
It's so relatable.
And endearing, too.
It is.
It speaks to her practicality, you know,
It does.
and her ability to find the beauty in unexpected places.
It really challenges the idea that big events need to be expensive.
Yeah,
Right. It's refreshing,
it is.
especially in a world that often equates love with buying a bunch of stuff.
Totally. And speaking of relatable,
Mm.
who could forget the whole boob tape dilemma?
Right. The boob tape.
I know.
A classic struggle for anyone who's tried to wear a strapless dress.
So true.
It's these little details that make the story so funny and authentic.
They do.
It reminds us that even during these big life events,
Yeah.
there's still room for everyday problems and a bit of humor.
It makes the story feel real.
It does.
You know, it's not just some fairy tale.
Exactly.
It's life.
Real life.
With all its messy and funny moments.
Okay, so picture this.
Okay.
It's the wedding day.
Yeah.
Lisa's anxiety is through the roof.
Oh, no.
What does Scott do?
What does he do?
He takes her on a motorcycle ride.
Stop it.
Yeah.
It's the perfect gesture. It is.
Yeah.
It shows he gets her.
Yeah.
He knows sometimes the best way to calm those pre-wedding nerves is a little adventure and adrenaline.
It says a lot about how they communicate.
I think so.
They don't just talk about their feelings. They
Right.
do things to meet each other's needs.
And it shows their love for pushing boundaries.
Yes.
Remember the scuba diving, the motorcycle lessons?
Yeah.
There's this pattern.
There is.
Like they thrive on challenges,
They do.
both individually and as a couple.
So let's talk about the wedding itself.
Okay.
It's beautiful and intimate,
It is.
held in Lisa's backyard.
I love backyard weddings.
Picture her walking down the aisle,
Okay.
hugging her children,
Yeah.
surrounded by loved ones.
The beautiful scene.
It is.
So much emotion.
The memoir captures the feeling of that moment perfectly.
It does.
It's not about how fancy it is.
Right.
It's about the intimacy,
Yeah.
the connection,
Yeah.
the culmination of their journey together.
And Renee,
Yeah.
the justice of the peace, she adds this personal touch
Yeah.
with her words,
Yeah.
really emphasizing the care Lisa and Scott have for each other.
It's a good reminder that sometimes simple words,
Yeah.
spoken from the heart, can have the biggest impact.
They really can.
And then there's the music.
Oh, yeah, the music.
Lisa walks down the aisle to Jelly Roll Save Me.
Not your typical wedding
Not
song.
at all.
Makes you wonder what it means to them.
It does.
Yeah.
It shows their unique bond,
Yeah,
their love for music that's maybe a little outside the norm.
I like that.
And then there's the first dance song,
Ooh, the first dance.
a personalized tune called It All Pointed to You, a surprise gift from Lisa to Scott.
It's so thoughtful.
It is.
It shows how well she understands him and
Right.
her desire to make the day truly special.
What a beautiful way to wrap up their year of love.
Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, a year of personal growth, unexpected twists and turns,
Yeah.
and a love story that unfolded in its own unique way.
It did.
Lisa's story reminds us that love doesn't always follow the rules.
It doesn't.
It's about embracing the unexpected, supporting each other through the good and bad, and finding joy in the journey.
It is.
But this is just one chapter in their lives, right?
It is.
What happens next?
Yeah.
Does this happiness last?
Ooh, good question.
We'll explore all that and more in the final part of our deep dive
Yes, we will.
into Lisa Brearley's A Year of Love.
Don't go anywhere. We're back for the final part of our deep dive into A Year of Love by Lisa Brearley.
Yeah,
We've seen a lot happen
we have.
this whirlwind year with Lisa and Scott.
It's been a whirlwind.
A chance meeting, So much personal growth, a super fast romance, and a really beautiful wedding.
As we get to the end of the memoir,
Yeah.
I keep thinking about how this isn't just about Lisa finding love.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
about her finding herself.
That's such a good point.
Her journey really reminds us that self-discovery isn't like a destination.
Right.
It's a constant process.
Yeah.
She's always pushing her boundaries,
Mm-hmm.
trying new things, even when they scare her.
Think about it.
Yeah.
She goes from being hesitant about a new relationship
Right.
to completely changing her life.
Totally.
Moving across the country with a man she hardly knows.
That takes courage.
It does. It really does.
What can we learn from Lisa?
Yeah, what are the takeaways?
Especially for those of us figuring out our own lives and relationships.
Exactly.
One thing that stands out to me is the importance of facing your fears,
Mm.
those insecurities and doubts.
Oh, yeah, we all have them.
Lisa doesn't run from them.
She
She confronts them head on.
like she realizes they're part of what makes her human.
Exactly.
And she's not afraid to let people see that side of her.
I think that's what makes her story so powerful.
I agree.
She's not pretending to be perfect.
Right.
She's
The thing
real,
is.
flaws and all.
And that's inspiring.
It really is.
It's like she's giving us permission to embrace our imperfections too,
Yeah. To be kind to ourselves.
Yes, exactly.
Remember that phrase, be gentle on yourself?
I love that phrase.
It comes up so many times in the book.
It does.
It's a powerful reminder.
It is.
Especially when you're going through tough times.
And speaking of tough times,
Mm-hmm.
think about all the changes Lisa goes through in just 1 year.
So many changes.
A divorce, a new relationship,
Yeah.
moving across the country, a career change.
It's a lot.
It is. It's a lot to handle.
It makes you realize how important it is to be open to change.
Even when it's scary.
Yeah.
It's like she's saying, change can be scary, but it can also set you free.
That's a good way to put it.
And it's her willingness to step outside of her comfort zone,
Yeah.
to take those risks,
Mm-hmm.
that leads her to happiness.
And it's not just about those big life changes.
You're
It's also about the little things.
okay.
Everyday moments of connection and support.
To small things.
Yeah.
Her relationships with her kids,
Yeah.
her siblings.
Her friends.
Yeah.
They're all a big part of her growth.
It shows how important it is to have those people in your life.
People who support you.
Lift you up.
Encourage you to be your best.
And then there's Scott. It's
Wow.
clear they have this strong bond. They
Yeah.
love adventure.
Right.
And they're there for each other no matter what.
Their communication is something else.
It really is.
They're not afraid to have tough conversations,
They're
to
not.
disagree,
Yeah.
to work through things together.
It's a good reminder that healthy relationships take work.
They do.
Open communication is key.
Being honest with each other.
And being willing to compromise.
And let's not forget about humor.
Oh, yeah. The humor.
They don't take themselves too seriously.
They don't.
They find joy in the little things.
Even the boob tape struggles.
Yeah, even those.
It reminds us that laughter is so important
It really is.
for a happy life.
So here we are at the end of Lisa's year of love.
We've seen her transform,
Yeah.
discover herself, and find love.
What did you think?
What resonated with you most in Lisa's story?
What are you taking away from this?
What small steps can you take today to change your life for the better?
To nurture your relationships.
And to create your own year of love.
Whatever that looks like for you.